Hey, well, welcome back, Mossy Oak Go. This is turkey season live. Now, I hope your switch is flipped. Mine flips earlier every year. I'm telling you, after Christmas this year, it got up to 68 degrees. I was done deer hunting. My whole mind goes to turkey hunting. And if you're sitting here watching this, yours probably does too. You know, one of my favorite sayings about if you're hardcore or not, I was interviewing Tom Kelly, and he was talking about the first opening day of turkey season. You can't find a place to park in the woods, or if you're in a hunting club, then every member's there, and he brought a guest. 3 days later, that's kind of thinned down, and by the last week, when it's terrible, it's, oh, us few, us precious few, us band of brothers. So, hey, if you're in a band of brothers or sisters, we got it all for you. Let's roll. You know, this fall on the Mossy Oak Go app, we got the most response from some of those classic hunts, just hunts from the past. People love the old stuff, and it doesn't have to be 30 years old. It can be something from 5 years ago or whatever. Look, you think we had a lot of deer video? We got more classic turkey hunts than you've ever seen. But the first classic, most epic turkey hunt I think of when I think of old stuff is Tom Kelly. We did an episode called An Afternoon on the Handles. Now, you watch it to the end, you'll figure out what the handles mean, but I actually got teared up listening to him while he was doing the interview. You talking about an epic turkey hunt. Let's check it out.
In the southern part of the United States, there lives a remarkable bird. A bird that has lived wild in the woods for centuries. A bird who no less an authority than Benjamin Franklin put forth in candidacy as a national emblem of our country. A bird who hatched in May will at the end of the first summer weigh 10 pounds. A bird with a long neck and legs, a blue head, and with breast and back feathers of a subdued though iridescent beauty. A bird who, when grown to a weight of 20 pounds, can fly at speeds of 50 miles an hour through trees. A bird whose sense of hearing is simply phenomenal, whose sense of sight is even better than that, and who bears the same resemblance to the barnyard turkey as I do to Jack Dempsey in his prime.
You know, if you grew up, you were a baseball nut, you dreamed about playing catch with Mickey Mantle. If you're my age, or if you dreamed up watching football, you thought, man, I'd like to meet Johnny Unitas. Well, I went through that too, but the guy I wanted to meet was Tom Kelly, because I got addicted to turkey hunting real early, and there was a couple of things that affected me, but one of them was reading the book, The 10th Legion. And I read that book to this day. Every year before spring starts, I read that book, because to me, he puts in clear perspective what it means to know the rules, to know the background, to know how special turkey hunting is. And there was one passage in his book, The 10th Legion, toward the end, and when I read it, I said, that guy understands it, because he feels the same thing I do. I got it marked in here. I read it all the time. And it's on the last page of his book. It says, the first turkey that ever came to me on the ground did it a long time ago. I sat there with
my hand shaking and my breath short and my heart hammering so hard I could not understand why he could not hear it. The last turkey that came to me last spring had exactly the same effect, and the day that this does not happen to me is the day that I quit.
And we'll stay put this time. We gotta pick you out your own spot.
All right. Right in here behind these two persimmon trees.
All right. I'm gonna leave back down in the woods. I'm gonna stay put till you come get me.
Okay.
I ain't moving.
All right.
Man, I hope they keep gobbling. Oh yeah, I ain't moving this time.
My grandfather was one of those people that said, go and bring a yelper and put it in your mouth and bring somebody with you and yelp 3 times and then take it out and sit it down and then don't yelp anymore. Wait a half hour, put it in your mouth, yelp 3 times, give it to the man and let him take it home so you won't be tempted to use it again, because you can't do nothing stupid if the yelper's gone. And what Cuss does absolutely works. It is uncanny to watch him blow on that damn thing and make, the only thing he makes turkeys gobble so far off, you wear yourself out trying to get to him.
We gotta be close. We gotta be close. They're standing, I bet you they're standing right there where we started out. Oh, darn it.
There they are, there they are. I can shoot the first turkey now.
Man, I guess they work for us. I hope we got that turkey gone. Oh man, he's at least a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Got them big old thick one, about 1 inch spurs.
Nice beard.
Nice beard, about 9.5, 10 inches long. And man, I could not see a thing. Like I say, we got out of our way just in time.
Yes, we did.
You know what I thought about? In the chapter you wrote about an afternoon on the handles, about a funeral orientation, about everything, answering everything. That's all I could think about while I was sitting there.
And at one time when we first sat down there, I heard a woodchuck. Just after lunch on the afternoon of February 3rd, 2001, I helped some of his friends bury what was very likely the best turkey hunter of the last 3/4 of the 20th century. We put him near the ashes of his fathers and the temple of his gods, and we did it through the doors of the church he had joined as a boy of 11 in 1938. The guy that I wrote about in Afternoon on the Handles was a fellow named Jim Andrews, and Jim and I had been hunting together for nearly 40 years when he died. Jim was one of these fellows. He never did anything much different than anybody else. He didn't have any unusual techniques. His yelping was good, but not outstanding. He was a good woodsman because he was a professional woodsman, but he was a turkey magnet. He was one of these guys that if I had to, I can't now because I can't get him, I can't dig him up, but he's one of those guys, if you had to get a turkey kill for $1 million, Jim Andrews would have been the man to go to do it for you. He sleeps in the graveyard of the First Presbyterian Church of Camden, Alabama, 2 miles below the bottom curve of Gee's Bend on the Alabama River. This spring, on any cool morning, before the leaves get too big, if you will station yourself at the lich gate of the cemetery, it will be possible to hear faint gobbles along the south bank of the river, all of which only means that in addition to being buried with his fathers, he is also buried in the midst of his avocation. It was absolutely uncanny the way he thought like turkey. I believe he could scatter one in Bienville Square in downtown Mobile. The second service was called the funeral oration, and at this one the preacher informed the congregation as to what direction, in his opinion, the soul of the deceased had gone. I would have been willing to bet that there had not been one delivered in this state, even in one of the backwoods serpent-handling congregations since 1910. But I am pretty well convinced that last Easter Saturday morning in Pickens County, Alabama, I heard one. There was a first-class nitro blind in a clump of buckeye bushes at the base of a 2-foot ash, and all I had to do was sit down and get comfortable. There were positively 4 turkeys. I am morally certain they were 5, and they gobbled at every sound but one. All of these turkeys flew down on the ground within 5 minutes after I got there, and the gobbling on the ground was unlike anything I have ever heard. They gobbled at crows, at owls, at a pair of red-shouldered hawks. They gobbled at wood ducks. They gobbled at each other. They gobbled at every single sound but me. I never got an answer. I never made any turkey stop gobbling. I was treated from beginning to end completely as a non-person. No sound I made or didn't make had any effect upon the proceedings whatsoever until they all finally shut up and walked off. The thought occurred to me on the way back home that it was just as if I had been attending a performance. And then I was struck with the thought that maybe I had been. Maybe it was a funeral oration handled from the other side. It was never written that the oration had to be delivered in the English language. Nobody ever said the orator had to be wearing black broadcloth rather than feathers. Maybe when these things are handled from the far side rather than the near, they do them in a different way, and that this was simply a collection of his new friends sent down here to tell the world they had welcomed him through the gates. As far as I was concerned, the entire oration, if there was one, was conducted simply as a matter of confirmation and only served to convince those persons still in doubt. There was no need for it at all if it was being done for my benefit. I already knew which way he went.
We could call this straight fishing, but it's straight hunting. This is unbelievable stuff. The great Kevin VanDam. Now, if anybody's ever wet a hook in any way, shape, or form, you know who KVD is. We got to follow him around on his home dirt. And I don't know what it is about fishermen. Hank Parker's the same way. This guy knows what he's doing. Let's go follow the great Kevin VanDam in the springtime, and he's not chasing bass.
So one thing we definitely look forward to every year is turkey season. So this year, I talked to Chris Paradise and we watched the weather and just said, hey man, when you're gonna get a good window, you need to come on.
You know, I've known Kevin for 25 plus years, and so this was probably the first time outside of fishing and general stuff that I've had a chance to spend personal time with him. And I will say that it's been an enjoyable time in Michigan. The last 3 days, spring turkey hunting with him, his family, has been tremendous. There's one.
Been waiting for him.
Yeah, you have. You've been holding off till we get here. Now it's go time tomorrow.
This is the road they were on. That's got to be where they came.
And as soon as we checked them, I mean, they just, gobbled just right away, just immediately. So we had to set up like really fast. I mean, there was just not really much option. It wasn't probably, that picture perfect spot where you got, nice open area, but I mean, we couldn't move anyplace else. I mean, they were just right there, and we knew that if we tried to do anything different, we were probably gonna take a risk at spooking them, so. they came down the edge of the woods and we could hear them gobbling, and Chris did a great job calling. He shut up on the call, and I mean, they worked right into, 10 yards right on the little lane we were sitting off of. And after I shot, I mean, that other one just turned around and he was flopping, and a lot of times they'll come right back to him. And this turkey came back 3 times.
Yep.
Chris wasn't going to shoot that, and he just saw that it was a mature bird that had really good hooks on him. And finally he said, yeah, I'm on a, when you got one tag, and that's my thing that I battle with every year. I mean, we're a one bird state, so when you shoot one, you know that your season's over. And so I think he wanted to make sure that we, got a nice mature bird. But when that one came back a couple times, he's like, man, I'm going to shoot that turkey. So in the rush of all of it, he never loaded his gun. Earlier in the day, he's like, I'm not even bringing a gun. I want you to shoot one first. We're on your ground, and which is nice. But I wanted him to get his first Michigan turkey too. So.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that's a heavy turkey.
Yep.
Nice job, Kev.
It's what we do. Michigan.
So I think our plan is to.
Good bird.
Ooh, that's just.
You're the man with a tag left in your pocket. So let's drop him off back up here at the truck, and we'll head back to this next field with this wind blowing. I think we got a good chance of getting another one.
Yeah, and getting back in that timber, it's quieter, and we can set them up here, get right to it. And what time is it? We still got plenty of light, so we're in good shape.
411.
All right. This time I'll have shells loaded.
What do you think, Daz?
Man, so we're back on Kevin's home turf, and we know there's turkeys here. Hopefully we can strike one up and get on. It's as beautiful as it gets, so it's got to happen. So this morning I got to carry the gun, and again, we started picking our way through various places and farms that Kevin either has leased access to or owns. We'd gotten into one place that Kevin said he knew where some birds were. At least they'd been there the last few days. And I really wanted to try the timber hunt, enjoy a nice timber hunt. I just love the way turkeys are when they gobble and what they do. So I was excited because we got in the timber. We had actually seen the birds out in the field, and Kevin had said, hey, if we get them to come in the woods here, they usually come. This is a great place, and you could just see there were some old trails through there. There were some openings, but it was fairly thick. We got set up, got the decoys out, and I called, and they cut me right away. And I think the second time I called, they were actually in the timber with us. They're coming. I'll tell you when I see them. I got them. 12 o'clock. I found the decoy off my gun. Right at the decoy or left. I got them. Here they come. To the right of the decoy. Right off my gun barrel, right at it.
Pack bird. Whenever you're ready. Huh? Whenever you're ready.
Hey, I'll let him work as long as he could. I can tell you, it doesn't get any more exciting.
Don't get any better than that right there.
That is the most incredible 2 days of turkey hunting. Can't thank you enough, man. That is an amazing, amazing spring day. And look, the wind's kicking up. It's like as soon as we shot. Woo!
He's got nothing.
Oh, was that a show?
Look at this. Double beard.
Double bearded turkey.
But look at the mop on that, man.
I mean, that is a rope.
Long beard. Good bird, man.
You know, yesterday Kevin had made a comment because Michigan's a one-bird state. The bird's coming in, and he said, yeah, it was kind of that feeling that when I shoot this bird, it's over. And I have the same feeling this morning. I've had such an awesome time with everybody, enjoying all the hard work he's put in, all of everything he has done to make it such a great few days of hunting. And it's a bittersweet situation when you know you're going to shoot that turkey, the tag is going to be put on him, and that's exactly what happened. The birds worked in, they did their thing for us. It was just beautiful. They gobbled, they strutted, and I'm probably looking at one of the best bearded turkeys I've ever shot. So great way to finish the trip. This was one of those hunts where we just got to relax, enjoy it, and spend it with great friends.
We've been trying to do this for 3 years,
I know.
so
I'm so glad. Well, thank you. It's a great
it's been
pleasure.
fun. I've learned a bunch too. You're a lot more experienced at it.
And a beautiful Michigan turkey. So that was my first Michigan bird. And I'll tell you, even though the spring has been rough with coronavirus, it's been a heck of a social distancing for us all. So can't complain.
How do brands begin? What inspires their creation? At Mossy Oak, our inspiration leaves an indelible print and makes an unmistakable sound. The wild turkey is woven into every inch of Mossy Oak fabric ever created, from 1986 to today. Our inspiration began with one man's obsession with turkeys over 75 years ago, which he passed on to his family. His son created Mossy Oak to get closer to turkeys, and somehow along the way we created something so much bigger. Every spring when we enter the woods, we don't measure success by beards and spurs. Instead, we welcome the chance to tap back into what inspired us so many years ago. So, to the wild turkey, we thank you, and we'll see you this spring.
All right, we want to talk a minute about public land. That's all the rage. You see it, and I ain't talking about just the hunting public and Dave Owens and all that. I'm talking about public land close to you. It's not a big deal to me. So many people now, you can see it on Instagram. Somebody posts a deer picture, whatever, private or public, like it's a big deal. Public land is not that big of a deal. I grew up, the only place I ever had to hunt was the Homenchitto National Forest, Sandy Creek Wildlife Refuge. Me and Bubba have stomped it out looking for turkeys, and thank God it was there. The deal with public land is most of it's great, but your chances of running into somebody, and that's just going to increase because it's public land. There's ethics and morals and guidelines for that. Dave Owens is a great guy to listen to, but look, if you pull up to your gate, you know, most of them have pipe gates going across and there's somebody there, go, leave, go somewhere else. If you walking in the trail, because you know there's turkeys way back on that second ridge over, and you walk into somebody, just tip your hat, turn around, walk back. I watched one of Dave Owens' films the other day, and the guy said, oh, they were in there first, and the guy, he just kind of circumvented them after he said, okay, I'll go back. He went up and over and spooked the turkey out of the tree. And I was like, really? So public land, you shouldn't have to wear that badge like I only hunt on public land. Hey, we've all hunted public land. It's a good deal. Be courteous, check it all out. Good luck.
Rope-a-dope right there, son. Look at that thing, boy.
First morning in Indiana, we found a bird.
Running down from the truck.
Welcome back to this week's show of Changing Seasons. Can't wait to show y'all what we got in store for y'all today.
Hey, well, what's up?
Morning.
What's going on?
Excited for the day. Hopefully we hear something.
Man, it's gonna be like, it's kind of chilly out here today.
Yeah, it's cold.
So, we're at Nine Ridges Farm. This is Christopher Morton. He's one of our probably top 5 customers and a good friend of the families and me and my land partners, and he's up to help with Rodney. We're up here hunting, and so Chris is going with me this morning and see if we can get you a bird.
It's been a long week. I haven't had a whole lot of activity myself, but hopefully today's the day.
Well, let's see what happens. And birds ain't been gobbling very good, and it's kind of chilly, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's roll out.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about, big boy. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, God. Get him, bigger. Oh, yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. What do you think?
That was awesome.
Huh?
That was awesome. Man, we barely heard any birds on the roost this morning.
That's fun.
Look at the spurs on that.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
I've never
Chris.
even seen one that big. Ever.
Dude, that's that's bigger than the one I killed here. That's freaking awesome.
That's spur, baby. That's a long beard.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what. It's hard to see if it was double because it looked like it was, but maybe it ain't. God, it's long though.
We walked in here right before dark or right before sunup and owl hooted and nothing. We said, well, we'll just come over here and sit and see what happens. And sure enough, we get set down and hear a gobble like way over there. And we had 4 deer come in, 3 bucks. They were, what, 5 yards from us?
Yeah, I thought that one was gonna smell I thought that one, see how it was smelling those logs? I thought it was gonna come up there right.
I thought it was gonna come right up to us. And they came through and what, 10 minutes later we killed us?
I heard him, he was coming the whole time the deer were here, just little by little, and I couldn't call for a little bit because the deer were right in front of us, and so I think he just, man, next thing I know, we called, or when I called down, and he was, when he hammered down in here, like he was right at where those purple trees are, those purple redbud things or whatever they are. And next thing I know, I heard him drumming down. Did you hear me tell you I heard him?
I heard it. Yeah, I heard you say that.
I heard the doom.
It's finally here, the opening morning of Kentucky season. Hopefully we've got a plan together here. My son, Brady Wright, his girlfriend, Julia Akins, and a great friend of ours, Ryan Sailors, and his girlfriend, Samantha Curry, are coming to go with us this morning. We've got a couple turkeys that's liking to hang together down here on the river, and we're hoping to maybe pull off a double if we're lucky. But hey, both girls have got the guns in their hand. Both girls shooting 3-inch guns with a Vortex Venom sight on top, so if they can put the little red dot on them, we could be in business. But hey, both girls are hoping for their very first turkey, and you know how that goes. Your very first turkey, you'll never forget it. So we're just super excited to be part of this, and we're hoping that this plan goes together. It's about 35 degrees. It's pretty cool, but it ought to be good for turkeys to gobble. But we've been watching a couple turkeys down here, and Brady's already set the blind. We're gonna go in and set our Avian X decoys. We've got our gun ready here. It's a 3-inch Spinelli with our Vortex Venom sight on top. We're shooting an Indian Creek choke, and this lady right here hopefully fixing to kill her very first turkey. But we're gonna try, and the good Lord's gonna have to be on our side. But we're fixing to crank his truck and drive here real shortly. Ain't far, not far from the house here. But Miss Julia, how you feel about hopefully getting to kill your very first turkey?
I'm very excited. Very excited. Blessed to have the opportunity. Can't wait to get out there.
That'll be great. That's great. And hey, you folks stay with us right here. It's going to be on Changing Seasons, Spur brand. opening day of Kentucky season, and we brought Julia Eakins with us here, and our great friend Ryan Sanders and his Samantha and Julia and Brady. And the good Lord just blessed us with the morning. It's just unbelievable. We had turkeys on us all morning and jakes, and then finally when it happened, it got real busy real quick, as you'll see on the show. But I'll let Julia tell you a little bit about her first turkeys.
Basically, we had 3 gobblers all around us. We had four. We had 4 behind us, 2 in front of us, and the first shot I took, and got him.
It worked great.
So Samantha with a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I've shot and missed plenty.
Everybody's going to. You hunt enough,
They've
you're
all
gonna
watched
miss
me
one.
shoot and miss before, so
That wasn't no easy shot. You
no, it was a fun time.
Hey, spur season 2. Y'all stay with us, watch us on TV. This is what it's all about, folks. Good friends, good time.
What a show that was. Can't wait for y'all to see us next week on the Mossy Oak Go Out.
All right, coming up next, we got the crew from Heartland Bowhunter. Now, I don't know if they're going to be bow hunting all season long after turkeys. If they are, hats off to them. I did that many, many years ago. I'm assuming it was an ego thing, but they didn't have special broadheads and pop-up blinds and all that. It was tough duty. I actually had a fish hook backwards on the shaft of my arrow, glued down with dental floss so it wouldn't just blow through it anyway. I actually did kill a couple of turkeys with it. The second one, I said, that's it, I'm done. So, hey, hats off to the guys at Heartland Bowhunters. Let's go see where they're at.
Maybe able to make a play on them.
Hey, they're right here. They're right here. You did it. He's a big old longbeard too.
All right, coming up, we got the part-timers. Now, for all you people that say, man, I could do an outdoor TV show, I could do a YouTube channel, well, here you go. Jacob Kelly and this crew down here, they all work full-time, long hours, and they managed to get it done, got a great YouTube channel. Let's go see what's happening with the part-timers.
Part-timers, from a hunting standpoint, applies to everybody. Whether you're a deer hunter, duck hunter, elk hunter, turkey hunter, nobody gets to do it full-time. I mean, we would love to, but we can't.
I thought you were shooting the turkey. I met Jacob through my buddy Randy. Him and Jacob grew up together, went to school and played ball and hunted together ever since they were knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, that's what you did, man. You went out there and saw the dang, what you call it?
We hit it off immediately. We started talking about turkey hunting and deer hunting and hog hunting and whatnot. Well, turkey season was getting close to coming up on us, and I was building turkey calls. So I gave a few to Jacob because I knew he guided turkey hunts.
He said, hey man, you want to, be on my pro staff and we can use some of your videos? Like, sure, man. And through that, I was talking to him one day, and he and Bubba had started this thing, and it was part-timers hunting. I was like, man, y'all really have something with part-timers, because part-timers, from a hunting standpoint, applies to everybody.
So I remember one morning, right before work, me and Ernie was on the phone. We were trying to line out dates that we could get together and hunt and film for each other, and it just wasn't working out.
See, I mean, that one probably smoked him the best. I've probably shot a couple of them right here, and they're still walking around.
I said, you know what, Ernie? I said, we ain't nothing but a bunch of part-timers. And it clicked, just like that. Ernie said, that's it, we're the part-timers.
I truly believe that God put Jacob, Bubba, and I together as buddies and in the part-timer group is because we all have a full house, we all have full-time jobs and then some, and we all really have a strong passion for hunting. It's just not top priority.
Not yet, though. Don't be looking at the rings like that. Get them out here. Like, oh yeah, right by that dot.
And I told him at the time, like, y'all have summed it up. Like, everybody that hunts is a part-timer.
Being a part-time hunter doesn't necessarily mean that we're any less passionate about hunting and being outdoors and doing those things. It's just our priorities are just a little bit different.
What did I say the boar hog was?
23, 35?
70, 23.
It's tough, making time to go hunting with all the ball games and that sort of stuff going on. But we just love getting together in the woods, and we go as often as we can, even though it's not as much as we would like. But that's what makes us part-timers.
My name is Bubba Crosby.
I'm Ernie Edwards.
My name is Jacob Kelly.
I know Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I own Headbuster Turkey Calls.
I'm a full-time electrician.
I'm a full-time Christian, full-time husband, full-time father.
I'm a family man, and I am a part-time hunter.
And I am a part-time hunter.
I'm a full-time follower of Christ, and I am a part-time hunter.
If you watched the Go app live during deer season, you always saw the Lindsey Way. You know, they're always on giant deer, great outdoorsmen. But if you kind of watch it all, you'll see them. If there's a turkey in the field, that camera's going over there. If they see one over there, you can tell turkeys is a big deal. And they're really good at it, and they're also really good at videotaping all that and sharing with them. Let's go see where the Lindseys are chasing turkeys.
Longbeards are gonna die. Yeah, longbeards are gonna die.
All right, going into Paul's honey hole. This is his personal place. He's about to build a house on. What, you got about 20, 30 acres here?
45.
45?
45.
45. It's always got a couple of birds, so let's go see what we can find. Did a blind call for about 30, 45 minutes trying to fire him up. On to the next spot, I guess. All right, Kyle's getting his first taste of the South Georgia state bird. Some mosquitoes. All right, I've never been on this property. This is some of my favorite, absolute favorite places to hunt. 30 years, I guess. We've had the same pair of binoculars ever since I've known it. All right, there's always a couple of birds in here. We're just gonna set up, call. Probably only got an hour and a half before dark, so they're starting to think about where they're gonna roost, and it's probably gonna be over that creek back there, so see if we can get one fired up. I don't have a lot of faith this late in the day, but he's had a few on camera last few days here, but they hadn't been strutting, so I don't know how fired up they are, but see if we can get them fired up. They fire up out in front of us. Two of them. Well, that golf cart. Yeah, two birds. Gosh. That was an insane half hour of turkey hunting. We come in here, just set up, start blind calling, yelping at them. Two birds start gobbling down towards the swamp. They come up here, one of them's strutting, one of them's kind of spooky. They get up here about 80 yards. Golf cart comes down the road. We're only 100 yards off the road, if that. But it's all open pines. You can see what's going on. Golf cart goes down, comes back by. They take off running. Well, I figured they might come back, so I keep calling at them. Bird fires up to our right. I see him. I thought it was a strutter and a hen. He stayed and strutted the whole time. It was another longbeard. And they're just kind of just gobbled again, zigzagging back and forth through the pines. Strutter's coming right to us. Here comes not one car. He kind of goose off, then calms back down. Then 1 car, 2 car, 3 car. And finally, he's just like, heck with it. He goes in the thicket. I didn't know we was hunting next to Interstate 75 over here. Honestly, though, I'd feel bad shooting one of Paul's birds over here, so I was already going to have to apologize and hug him if I shot one, so that'll save me from that. They're still yelping down there. But it was awesome. Did you hear that hen when I first...
Yeah.
When we got her fired up, but they left her, I guess. But it was an insane day, so looking forward till tomorrow. We covered a lot of ground, seen a few birds, but all the birds we seen was on your property. I don't even think we seen a hen in the field. Yeah. It was awesome first day, awesome. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Oh, me. I'm getting too old. I gotta get more sleep than that. What you think, Kyle? Can you get more sleep? Kyle always says I need more sleep, right? They got me some snackaroos. Oh man, I need this coffee to wake up. Iced coffee, that is. Ooh, almost forgot these. That'd been bad. Changing it up, going for my first ever turkey with a 410.
We're in these raked pines down one of these rows, just a beautiful setting to watch turkeys in, so hopefully these woods will come alive. And he'll ease his way. We heard him gobble about 3 times. It sounds like about 200 yards in front of us, maybe a little more, so. Sun comes up right here in front of us, so if he comes in, he's gonna be backlit. It'll be absolute beautiful show, so. If we kill him, that's good. But really, we want a good show in these pines. That's what we're hoping for this morning. Yeah, here he comes. Don't move. You got a mouth call in. Here he comes. She's putting. Golly. We're getting the show. Wait, let him come, let him come. He's going. Let him go. No. Let him mess with decoy. No. Let him do it. Now do it. Whoa! Yes!
You didn't want to kill one of the clean pines?
Gosh, that was pretty. That's the peak.
Set up right.
That's the peak. Georgia hunting right there. South in the pines. First turkey ever with 410 at 15, what does he say, 20 yards?
Yeah, decoy was dead at 20.
Man, that was beautiful coming in that sunshine. He's 2-year-old, but he sure didn't act like it. I mean, we worked this bird. I don't want to say we worked him all morning. Look at that. Heavy 18, 410. Had to borrow one of Cash's shells. Man, that was pretty. Paul's trying to get me shooting. I'm like, oh, just let him do his thing. I'm like, hold on, do you hear me? It's like, hold on, easy, easy.
What I know though about.
No, I would have, but
I know when they break, if they ever do.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Well, no,
You
but
might
see,
have a gap that wide or
but
no
when
gap.
you did like that, he was just moving and he was darting around so much, and I knew, I was like, let's just let him beat that decoy up a little. Well, that about wraps up 2 days of hunting down here in South Georgia. Only killed 3 birds in Georgia and can't tag out. At least not down here. Gotta wait till Cash is with me or something. But it was a lot of fun. Paul's getting up the decoys. And we got about a 300-400 yard walk out in the pines. It's a beautiful day to be alive. God is good.
All right, coming up right out of the gate, Dave Owens, the Pinhoti Project. Like I say, no secret, I'm a big fan of Dave's. Now, is he a great turkey hunter? You bet. There's great turkey hunters everywhere. I meet them all the time, and the best ones you probably never heard of or will never hear of. They're like, it's a guy that works down at the gravel plant or this, that. The thing about Dave is he lays it all out there, and he tells you what's going on and going through his mind, and he doesn't do any retakes. Now, if you listen between all that, you can learn a ton. And is he good? Yes, he's good. And you throw in his Grand National calling techniques and talent with that, that's a pretty awesome combination. Glad he gets to share it with us. I think he's starting out in Georgia. Let's go see if he's climbing them hills.
Got an old familiar face back there.
We're still ugly.
Old Habitat Solution back there. Unfortunately, the birds don't seem to be gobbling as well as they typically are when he shows up, but we'll see what we can do. They've got the weather now, so.
They're gonna gobble though, I can tell it.
Yeah, boy.
Just long as Shane don't go shoot none of my big old deer while he's over here.
Yeah, a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
He looked at my wall on the garage door. Did you hear him? I had a lot of potential lined up across there. I said, ain't no potential there no more.
One over here. Way down there.
Yeah, I just heard him gobble right there. On that other food plot that we were standing right behind.
They're over. They're in the hardwoods on that line.
Shoot straight there. If we get in that thing in there in them hardwoods, and I'll see if you think
We can work them over. Possibly.
if them birds are where I think they are right there, I think we could kill them right over in the corner of that food plot. They've turned away from us.
turkey's acting so weird. That's one. Is that him? Yeah. Just heard her. I thought she was gonna get fired up. I was hoping she would get fired up and bring help. If we can get up behind that burn, I bet we can see him if we get up behind that junk right there. Let me do this real quick. There's got to be sitting in there with hens, you know. Think you can stay low? You think we can stay low and get there? And it's gonna be noisy as hell. Both go or just me. Hey. Hey, full strut right here. You see him? Full strut right there, about maybe on 80, 100. You see him? Yeah. They're over the roll, ain't they? They're over that roll. Do you think they're gonna follow her? They got more hens, don't they? There's a lot of more hens over there with them, ain't they? Yeah. Dang it, they let her go. I thought she was our ticket. Yeah. You got a rangefinder? on a swivel here, they all come. Keep your head on a swivel here, they all come. Can you see any of them? I think they chased that other longbeard off to the right. Well, we backed out of there, close to no cigar. Had that satellite, the fourth turkey. There was 3 strutters, then a 4th strutter that was kind of being pushed around a little bit. We almost had him talked into shotgun range a couple different times. Had him at 55, arranged 55, but he needed to get a little closer than that. The plan is to try him again in the morning.
Morning number 2 for Habitat Solution.
Easter morning.
Easter morning.
You got plenty of snack. Just got 2 cans of Copenhagen. It's a good snack. Make you dizzy still? Nope. No? I quit for a year. First dip didn't make me dizzy either. Really? Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to try to get ourselves in position for those turkeys we worked yesterday morning and left in this little food plot back here. We're going in a solid dark, so there probably won't be no camera work until daylight, so. They won't be within a mile of this place today. Climbed up to this big old pile of stuff that's pushed up on the edge of this field, trying to hide all of us and still be able to get out and shoot as far out into this little field as possible, this little food plot. The turkeys finally just gobbled. They're 200 yards over there. I don't like it. But this is where they've been the 2 times that I've been over in this spot. The turkeys have wound up here. So, this little green top field right here is where the turkeys spent so much time yesterday. We just had a turkey gobble over here, and the other turkeys are over here about 200. They're not gobbling much, but they have gave us one, so we shall see. Try the hens. They're with the turkey on the right. church door coming open for Easter. I don't think so. Freaking rattle. I don't think so, but it's like that. Oh, their hands are flying down with them, you hear them? There's like 100 of them. I see like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4 in a row right off my... Right there. About to get screwed somehow. Longbeard by itself. Just wait, no reason to rush. They don't have a clue we're in the world. He's out there. He's coming to the goose, he's coming right. He's flanking away from us, ain't he, Shay? Is he in shotgun range? He's out of range. It's like he saw something down there at that bottom. Makes me think it might be a hen or something over that hill that he saw. It's going on 9 o'clock. We had the one lone turkey come right across us between 40 and 50. But we were done facing downhill toward this group of turkeys that started gobbling about fly down time. So essentially we were handcuffed like you would not believe. And that turkey is off. I don't know if he's gobbled today. I don't think he has. But he walked across the top of this flipping food plot that we're sitting on the edge of and strutted out of the back of it. He almost acted like he saw something on the other side of that hill. Started strutting pretty hard and went over the top there. And we spun around, got situated, started calling to him. He never gobbled. So this group of birds down the ridge here from us, a flock of turkeys, because there was hens flying down, and They had not gobbled worth the flip. They gobbled maybe 10 or 12 times pretty close together. They're about flying down when their hens were flying down and everything was going berserk there for a second. They gobbled them, but other than that, they've been pretty stingy with it. So, God, I was hoping to make it come together before I head to the road. I gotta get on the road at lunch.
What's your opinion on what happened?
I don't know. We heard turkeys gobble in every direction. We yet to have one close enough to kill. Well, we have one close enough to kill, but we made that golden, that switch that sometimes you say, man, if we wouldn't have made that power move at the end, we would have never killed that turkey. But sometimes,
especially that
you make that power move, and it causes you not to kill the turkey. Well, that's what happened. And then it's 9:25. If it gets dark on us anytime soon, Daddy's got that headlamp on. I told y'all to get that thing on. What you did is lay that dream us out to sleep. I can't get you, but one time I had one fly right over my head because I know it was still on. It was still on. I got the feeling I thought they might have seen it when I set it off my head and it was still on. I know they seen it.
Shane did her blowout this morning.
Around there. So I guess we're just going to troll around here for the next couple of hours. Well, we gave it a valiant effort. I thought I could swing through here in a day and a half and hunt with Shane, and Drew came in last night hunting some good ground. But I thought I could swing through here and get y'all something to look at it from Georgia. As it turns out, turkeys had different plans. Turkeys have won, which isn't always a bad thing. I don't have a problem losing to them. We had a pretty cool hunt yesterday. Thought we was going to be able to get on those same birds and get them killed today, and here again, they had different plans, so they beat us. So Shane and I were going out to one gate. Drew and Dad were going to get the truck and going back that way. We're sitting at the gate. He sends me a message at 11:59 that says, we got one coming to us. I said, bull crap, come get us, we're waiting at the gate. Literally within 15 seconds, a shotgun just went off down here. So I don't know if they went to great extremes to bluff us, or if they really just killed the turkey. If they did, I didn't hear it gobble, did you?
Negative.
That would make sense. The minute we split up and I get this video camera away from the shotgun, it would come together. That's kind of how, anybody that videos would understand that's kind of how this video thing goes. If that doesn't prove to you that this camera is jinxed, if that doesn't prove to you that this camera is jinxed, I've carried this camera around.
Dave, I am telling you what we've been looking for all freaking day. This is what we've been looking for all day. And I'm talking about it would have been premier.
Man, God bless.
Oh, that would have been,
You did it. He's a big old longbeard.
I believe it's important to take care of the things that we love. My friends ask me what a man my age was doing planting hardwoods. I believe the good that men do will live long after they're gone.
Mossy oak, It's not a passion, it's an obsession.
Coming up, we got Country Outdoors with Zach and Mary. Not sure if they're in an RV, they may be on an electric bike, but they're gonna be chasing turkeys. They know what they're doing, love the accents. Let's go check out Country Outdoors.
How's your mom and them?
Mary is filming Country Outdoors Live today. Me and Gordon are hunting turkeys today, so if we kill one, she's gonna be real mad at me, especially after the other day. If I have 2 Tennessee turkeys and she has 0 Tennessee turkeys, I might be sleeping outside, but we're still gonna try to do it.
I'm thinking there's somewhere back in there. So how do you get to them? The problem is that fence. Yeah, well, that's gonna be our problem no matter what. Unless he's close to the over, there is a gap. There's a gap in that woven wire fence. It's just right down yonder. Could we walk up to that tree, the fence post in the tree, jump over it, and then literally like set up, you set to it, Cody right beside you, and I belly crawl out just a touch, and I can plant the hen decoy. We could back off. I see one's head. Yeah, we can't get away with nothing. I see all their heads. Cows are bumping these turkeys down the fence line. It's a woven wire fence, so we really can't move on them, so we're just gonna post up here and hope that they get out in front of us. Ooh, what happened on that first shot, old boy? These dang woven wire.
The flying bird.
Dude, these woven wire fences are, when I get rich, I'm gonna pay for everyone to rip them down and replace them.
You know, wire snips ain't, what, $4.99? I'm gonna start carrying
Good night. You like how I was like, I'm gonna shoot the one on the right, and then the big one kept going to the left. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. All right, let's get them. Holy cow, look at this thing.
Wire it to it.
How you ever gonna get a turkey to cross this? The other day we came in here and we hunted these same turkeys and they wound up right here. And today we got to here and they were on top of us. So we just set up right here because what else are you gonna do? All I wanna do is get to my turkeys. Oh, no.
Oh,
good night.
I would call this some kind of redneck fencing or somebody who didn't know what they're doing. The T-post is meant to wire it to it. Look at this.
It's a death contraption is what it is. Oh, would you just look at him?
You got birds too, boys. Look at that.
That's awesome.
First sky.
That's the third time we've been in here to this field trying to kill these birds. And we finally caught up with them. Mary had to film Country Outdoors Live today, and I've already killed 3 more turkeys than her now, and she's not happy about it. I shot one out from under her real bad the other day, and I have not heard the end of it. So if I don't get her a turkey killed, or if she doesn't get a turkey killed tomorrow or the next day, I might be in the doghouse.
I'll try my best to help you get one, Mary. She'll double up with you tomorrow.
I am not taking a gun, that's for sure. I'm not touching a gun until she kills at least 2 more.
Well, that goes down in the books for the weirdest turkey hunt I've ever been on. Don't really know what was happening. All the animals are acting really weird. First the deer come in and then that coyote. So I don't know if the coyote's what caused them to be all weird, but it was pretty cool to watch though.
How's your mom and them?
Tell your mama!
I hope that every one of them survives to next year because they're extra stupid. We should go find one with a slightly longer beard and a little smarter brain, but not much smarter. What's funny is walking in here, Gordon said, you told me.
I said I bet it's a group of jakes.
No, well, he said that, but he said, one time I hunted here and I caught in a group of 12 jakes.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I did. There's their 12.
Right here. I was sitting right there against that big old tree right there.
There's their spawn.
There's the 12 jakes.
12 descendants of the 12 jakes from 3 years ago. All right, on to the next one.
So it's the last afternoon that I'm able to hunt here in Tennessee before the boys have to head to Oklahoma. This is the last chance you. Zach, I'm gonna take the shot, he's gonna get away. I reckon they were really coming in, and then they just were like, oh, maybe not, and I was like, better just give it a shot.
Awesome.
Thank you.
The video wasn't there, but that's Mary's last day to hunt, so.
Last day, take what you can get sometimes.
I really thought like it wasn't, everything wrong kept happening, but that was like perfect fun hunt. Like that was like, my blood was pumping the whole time. Yeah, that was awesome.
They came up here to take a look, but they didn't want to leave their hens. I think that concludes our time in Tennessee.
Pretty good.
Time to head west.
Gordon done snuck out and killed one without us earlier. Mary killed one. Now I think me and Cody gotta hook up the big rig and get headed northwest, if you will.
Yep, I got my concert series on Tuesday, so I'm gonna be heading out to meet you guys after that. First, gotta enjoy a little country music.
Tennessee, it's been real. Oklahoma, we'll see you tomorrow.
Season 2 of the Country Outdoors Turkey Tour is brought to you by Outdoor Channel, Camping World, Mossy Oak, Nomad Outdoor, the National Wild Turkey Federation, Foxtrot Ammunition, and American Strata. Thanks for watching. Cheerio!
You know, last year we had a group sending in video every week called Dead End Game Calls. Again, when you make dead end game calls and you're stamping out them turkey yelpers and hoot owls and all that, you got to have a strong game to throw it in here with the middle of everybody else. They got that. Let's go see what Dead End Game Calls is chasing.
Hey, can you hear me? Well, I got him. Yes, sir, and he's a stud. Probably the spurs on it up here at Mitchell's. The spurs on it's going to be over an inch, well over an inch. It's a stud. I'll send you some pictures if you want to come up here and see it. Come on up here.
Well, we're headed to Tennessee and we're going to hunt in the home state of North Carolina. Jacob, he works at the shop at Dead End Game Calls, and And I've got a turkey that's behind my house that is sort of a special bird to me. I've watched this bird for a couple years now and just haven't hunted him at all.
All right, let me see if I can pull this off right here. Just below this hill right here, we got a strutter strutting. I guess that's what strutters do, they strut. That's why they're called strutter.
And there's two more
And there's
birds
what?
down there. There's two more turkeys down there with them. One's a hen. We don't know what the third one is.
So we're gonna regroup, replan for in the morning. We're gonna try to get this bird in the morning. We wanna just sort of hang out and watch where he goes right here. Man, that's a big old turkey.
Well, Jacob has never killed what I would call a monster spurred turkey. Jacob hadn't actually killed a lot of turkeys at all. So Jacob works a lot at our shop, puts in a lot of hours. I couldn't think of a better person to put on this turkey in North Carolina than Mr. Jacob.
Well, April 21st, we're set up, getting ready to break daylight. And we got Jacob on the gun. Things should get right and should get right real fast. So we're hoping this bird flies right down in the decoys and he reads the script today. One thing we haven't done is said our prayer, so we're going to do that real quick. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to come to you in prayer. We ask, Lord, you'll bless this hunt. Lord, I pray most importantly, Lord, that you'll save the lost where they might be. Lord, be with our president, our leaders of our nation. Guide them in knowledge and abilities. Lord, I pray, Lord, that you'll be with the sick and afflicted where they might be. Bless all the frontline defense, Lord, the firefighters, EMTs, police officers, doctors, nurses, CNAs, all those that are fighting this COVID-19. We ask, Lord, you'll bless them. Lord, I pray, Lord, you'll watch over and care for us. And we'll be careful to give you all the honor and glory and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's get it on.
For once, I've actually watched this bird go to bed. He's crossed back through the field. I knew where he'd have to roost at that evening, so we went in that early that morning. Bobby Griffith was with us, running a couple different camera angles, and if all goes well, this bird should fly right into our lap.
Don't move. Another one. Oh, gobbler. Jake. No, longbeard. That's him. Where's telling you? Tell me when you're on it.
Yes, sir. What do you think
My tail plane comes together.
Yes, sir. Just how we thought it was gonna happen.
He flew right into the decoys,
Yes, sir.
boy.
Yes, sir. Oh my word, look at that hook.
Check it.
Oh my, hold it up just a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word, what a hook, son. Dude, that's a wall.
That's worth it right there.
Oh,
That's long hunting right there.
yes, sir.
Well, sometimes a turkey just reads a script. Everything goes as planned, and that's exactly what happened. This bird flew right into our laps, strutted around the Dave Smith decoys, and well, Jacob done the rest. Well, after a successful hunt in North Carolina, we're going to pack up the old Dodge truck and see if we can't head over to Tennessee. You know, Jacob's one of those guys that has worked for Dead End Game Calls since he's been in high school. Not only through high school, but he also worked there while he was in college. We lost him for a couple of years while he went off to college, and then he came back to us and he continued to work at the Dead End Game Call shop. We're very thankful for him. He puts in a lot of hours, works hard, and I tried to think about a graduation present that I could give him that he would really enjoy. Well, while I was at the shop one day, Jacob let me know that he had never killed an out-of-state turkey. Guess what? Light bulbs went off. Right there's a graduation present that anybody that's a hunter would enjoy. So what did I do? I picked up the phone, I called Taylor, I called Patrick, and I called Mark over in Tennessee. And buddy, they jumped right on. Invited us over, and we couldn't thank them enough because it worked out great. Check out this footage as we head over into Tennessee.
Don't move, nobody move. Don't nobody move. He's locked in, yeah. Mason, wait, are you on him? Mason, are you on him? Huh? Get on him, Mason. Get on him. Got him. Got him. Yes, sir. All right. Ooh. All right. All right, boys. That's good, ain't it, buddy? Huh? Oh, sir. Yes, sir. Good job, Bubba. You done good, boy. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Hey, way to hold still, boy. Yeah, Mason.
Well, this turkey had made like 400 yards across this field. I mean, he had came from a long ways. And it was all I could do to sit there, and the tension that I had as the caller sitting there with Jacob depending on me to get this turkey over there to him, it was unreal because, again, it's his first out-of-state turkey. We wanted this young man to have a successful hunt, and boy, did he ever. As this turkey kept approaching, I kept fighting, purring, kept calling, and he done exactly what turkeys are supposed to do. Have you ever been on one of those turkey hunts where, well, everything just goes as planned? I'm talking about roost the bird the evening before, bird flies down into your lap right around the decoys, or if you're in the hardwoods, maybe you're not using decoys and he just walks right up to you. Everything works out, your hunt's done in about 15 minutes. Well, sometimes those do happen. Well, do you know, God made a plan as well? And in that plan, everything worked out perfectly. Jesus Christ came to this world, and he died upon Calvary's cross, and he shed his blood there for you and for me. And I'm thankful for that. It's because of that blood that was shed upon Calvary's cross that I have salvation, that you can have salvation if you don't. You know, in the Bible, the book of John, chapter number 3, verse 16, talks about a whosoever. You know, I'm thankful today that I'm a whosoever. I'm thankful that I've accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. When we're in the woods, plans work out and sometimes they don't. But a plan that will always work out was the plan that God made on the cross of Calvary.
How do brands begin? What inspires their creation? At Mossy Oak, our inspiration leaves an indelible print and makes an unmistakable sound. The wild turkey is woven into every inch of Mossy Oak fabric ever created from 1986 to today. Our inspiration began with one man's obsession with turkeys over 75 years ago, which he passed on to his family. His son created Mossy Oak to get closer to turkeys, and somehow along the way we created something so much bigger. Every spring when we enter the woods, we don't measure success by beards and spurs. Instead, we welcome the chance to tap back into what inspired us so many years ago. So, to the wild turkey, we thank you, and we'll see you this spring.
Coming up, we got some rogue hunts. Hunter Wallace, Josh Grossenbacher, contest calls. I mean, these guys have won everything. So, you know, listening to the yelping can be a little humble, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they're going to be on some turkeys. Maybe the calling makes a difference. Maybe it don't. Let's go see where we're at with some rogue turkey hunts.
So our first morning hunting in Pennsylvania, Hunter had actually roosted some birds before I'd got here, and he'd watched them fight and fly up into a little tree line, and we had a game plan of where we wanted to start that first morning. So we knew we had to get set up good and early and get a decoy out in the field because these turkeys are roosted in the small little tree line. We get the decoys out, get set up, and before we know it, there is a turkey out in the field, and it is early.
There's another gobbler just flew down in the field with those hens.
So as soon as I shoot my gobbler, that other longbeard, he is immediately on his way over.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't get a much better start in PA than you can right there, huh?
Like, I could not shoot.
Oh, I know. I figured you were waiting for those deer to get out of the way. And then this sucked. This was the big old boy. He freaking, once yours started flopping around, did you see him beeline? Dude, he dropped strut and freaking charged. And
man, you did great putting them decoys without them seeing you.
Thanks, man. I was really stealthy. I got in here last night and I'd crawled down. There's this little creek and these turkeys were out in this adjacent field actually. I watched them all night and they ended up coming right past me, like 15 yards from me, and I watched them roost right here. So we figured we better not just give them a free pass this morning. Hey.
So Hunter and I, we've got our first tags filled, and it's still plenty early enough in the morning that we've got all day to run around and try to find Jeff one. It's getting late up in the morning, about the last half hour, and we pull into a spot. Hunter jumps out and just runs up to check to see if he can get one to gobble, and we're all just kind of, you know, struggling to keep our eyes open. It's late up in the morning, and man, I look up and he's barreling back across the field to the truck. He's got one gobbling.
Rogue hunch, brother.
Wow. Wow.
Good job, man. Good job. If you look in this corner and that turkey gobbled no further than 40 yards, 50 yards from me, so I called the guys up. He's a big old sucker. Oh, yeah. Called the guys up and we knew he was on the other side of the stone wall, so we just crept to the stone wall. I mean, we couldn't get a decoy out or nothing, but why would you even want to with a hunt like that?
Is your vest on inside out?
It is.
He told me that you yelled, you got one gobbling, and I quick just threw my vest. Right on, man. Nice shooting.
I come running back and it was like nobody even could have a care in the world. I couldn't believe you couldn't see me running wide open.
So this is just one of those mornings that doesn't happen too often. You know, everybody gets to fill a tag and you have a lot of fun. And it's our first day here in Pennsylvania, and I'm excited to see what else is going to happen the rest of the trip.
All right, coming up next, we got some stuff from the Rare Breed crew. Now, some of their stuff's top end, high dollar, great video. Doesn't always have to be that to be entertaining, but man, when you can do both, it's pretty special. Let's go check out the Rare Breed.
I used to walk 10 miles on that time. Now I wouldn't walk 10 feet. I would go out there and just listen to him gobble and don't shoot him. I got to where I'd go out there, hear that thing gobbling, and reckon wanted to come on to me, and I'd shoot that thing. And they were so magnificent, pretty strutting out there in that sun. And I shot him, and when that sucker hit the ground, I pure ate him. And I quit.
getting comfy. Today is May 11th, and that means one thing to turkey hunters in Alabama: it's over. But luckily, I went out on a good note down here, and I ended up spending the last weekend of Alabama season over with Tom and the Georgia crew, and I can't really think of a better place to, other than Alabama, to spend the last weekend. The week before the last weekend, I think it was a Wednesday, I played hooky from school because I knew that was probably going to be my last morning to hunt in Alabama before I roll over to Georgia. And I was actually going to hunt a turkey. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I've been talking about a turkey called 9 Lives, and turkey hunters know if a turkey's got a name, then he's got a name for a reason. This Wednesday, I was dead set. I was going in. I was going to kill 9 lives, and it was not in the cards for me. I did not hear that turkey. Ended up going back to the camp and got a snack and a drink and signed out for another area on the north side of my property, and I was just, it's probably 7:30, so I ended up parking way back before where I usually park over on that side, and I'm glad I did. Ended up getting down there probably 400 or 500 yards and heard a turkey. And this year I ended up, I was blessed to have a great, a really good year. And I have not taken a camera with me because if any of y'all film, with a DSLR style camera, you know how tough it is filming turkeys, number one. Number two, trying to self-film them, especially down here in the South. So I have not taken the camera all year, and when this turkey gobbled, it hit me. I was like, this is my last Alabama turkey, and he's in an area where I'm pretty sure I could film it if I could get him to this road. So what do? I book it back to the truck and grab my camera, grab, whatever I could grab, just try to get back down there before he stopped gobbling. And it worked out pretty good. it probably took 45 minutes, 50 minutes of doing some calling and just pretty much waiting. Patience kills more turkeys, or not calling kills more turkeys than calling sometimes. So that's kind of what I did. I kind of just shut up on him, and 15 minutes later, I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and I just see turkeys, 150 yards up this road, and the rest is history. Friday rolled around. We had field day at the school, at the elementary school, and so I'm whooped. I felt like I just played a 4-quarter football game, and I'm tired. But I know I gotta get over there because I'm not wasting a day. Because with my job, I work at an elementary school. A lot of y'all don't know that. I do elementary PE down in Baldwin County, and Saturdays and Sundays are our days, and I'm a weekend warrior strictly. So drive through the night. I get there pretty late, and Tom waited up on me. That was nice of him, and we had high hopes. He had been listening all week, kind of trying to check up on some ground that he hadn't hunted very much, and check up on some turkeys that we left after Neil and Daniel left. So we were all excited and pumped. So we got in and tried to get a little sleep. It's probably 1 o'clock by the time I get there. So we got up Saturday morning. We were actually hunting the 2 turkeys that, if you watched Neil and Daniel's episode, that me, Tom, and Neil, and me, Tom, and Daniel ended up getting on, and they gave us the slip. Camera saved them.
Sound like you're coming. If he stays in that spot, what we'll do is get burned behind him. I try him. No. I mean, you can see the edge of the pine, just clear cut. I mean, he can't be no further than that. You got him back down in this corner where it's shady. Where you got him pinned? I got him pinned right to the left of JD, going straight back. Makes a hard turn back down.
So we leave those turkeys alone. We make our way back to the truck, and we're wanting to make a loop where we had actually heard a turkey gobble earlier that morning. And we get down. It's a block of pines that butts up some pretty hardwoods. It's actually a place that Tom hasn't really been all year. When I was there, we never went. Neil and Daniel, we never went over there. We just kind of sit still. It's kind of getting a little breezy. It's probably 11 o'clock. It's getting on up in the morning, and we had thought we heard a turkey gobble, but we really wasn't sure. And I'm pretty sure I crowed and a turkey gobbled. We inch our way down. We're almost to the peak where these hardwoods start, and we yelp, and turkey cuts us off, and we get a pretty good pinpoint of where he's at. So we ended up getting down. There's a logging road that's separating these pines and these hardwoods, and Tom was like, we can kill him right here. So I'm getting my camera stuff ready. Tom goes out there to put the decoy out, and he decides to yelp. The turkey gobbled and about blew our hat off. He's, within 100 yards.
To the left, down that little lane. Kill him.
It's really crazy how fast something can happen. We were both tickled to death. I wish Tom was here to kind of tell his side of the story, but he actually just sent me a Snapchat of some turkeys earlier. So next year's crop's looking pretty good. But I really can't think of a better way to end my turkey season. Killing a turkey with Tom, and you'll see that was just the start of an unbelievable weekend, and I really am blessed to close it out with one of my best friends, and I'm ready for y'all to see the rest of it.
I look back at those pictures and you see the smiles on these people's faces, and they became part of the success story.
I
it's the country they live in. They live in amazing country. It's very different from a biologist perspective than anywhere else in the country.
The volunteers, whether it was in Arizona with the ghouls or any of the other states around the country, when we were able to be showing the expansion of turkey populations, the volunteers kind of came with that because they saw that opportunity.
The habitat diversity situation that we have in southeast Arizona. We have these mountain ranges that rise up sort of like islands in the sea of the desert, so they call them sky islands.
The ghouls, not only here in the Huachucas, but in all the Sky Islands, they're utilizing major riparian corridors, and they're moving up and down laterally within those. That's where we have our water. On the side slopes, we have our roost trees. These ghouls turkey will roost in oak trees along the sides, pines, cottonwoods, sycamores. They really utilize these travel corridors up and down from the top of the mountain all the way down into the low area, almost approaching Mexico. Each individual one of these major canyons, they have sort of a population unto itself. So it's more like a microhabitat.
Typically, when you go from north to south, it's called Bergman's rule. Whether it's deer or turkeys, they're going to have smaller body size the further south you go because of the mass of the individual and the surface area allows for heat loss. So the fact that ghouls came from Mexico and then southern Arizona and being the size that they are kind of defies the rules that you would normally have in wildlife. So they're a very unique bird, and that classic white tail tips and what you got are very distinctive in the ghouls. When they started out with the Ghouls Project, that's kind of how I got involved in the 80s, trying to help with the reintroduction. So we worked with the Mexican government about bringing turkeys from Mexico into Arizona. They were mandating that they had to be held in a turkey facility for 30 days to make sure they didn't carry any diseases. The opportunity was going to be, how are we going to be able to get around this quarantine standpoint? Ron Ingle Wilson, who was the Turkey Project leader, we had agreed that we would bring turkeys across the border. We would put radio transmitters on them. The government would allow us to turn them loose, getting through all of the red tape to make sure the birds were clean, and then bring in something that would have caused an industry issue with poultry.
As their population increased, there was a group of us. We could see that there were some needs with habitat enhancement projects to assist game and fish and the Ghouls turkey population. We formally adopted as a chapter in 1999. That's when we held our first banquet at that time. Primarily when we first started, it was to get involved in the Ghouls turkey restoration efforts, try to go out and develop habitat projects to enhance that population.
It just goes to highlight the passion that all of these folks had. Only a percentage of the people involved were getting paid to do this. Everyone else was a volunteer, and they're putting in, we call that the sweat equity, right? And they're spending all of their time working to make this program happen.
It's not something that you can start with and just drop the ball. We're seeing changing times with recreational hunting pressures, habitat changes. Once you do these things and you make these changes in habitat, you cannot turn around and just walk away and say, we did the change. It needs constant maintenance, but it's one of the most important things if you want something long-term and to see those improvements.
Our Southwest Turkey Management Plan, it says management plan, but what it is a description of what's happened, where we're at now, and where we want to go forward. Well, that's a little bit outdated, so it's time for us to update that and reassess where we're at and where we want to go moving forward.
When you looked at the Goulds Project in Arizona, knowing that this was a very unique subspecies, found really in only one part of the state, down at Fort Huachuca, and we could expand it to the Sky Mountains and be able to hunt wild turkeys, you know, in other parts of Arizona, this was a big, big deal. And the chapter volunteers rallied to that.
That's one of our better conservation stories, especially in terms of big game. We looked at the problem, you know, we knew the history of what had gone on and attacked it based on the latest science. It worked out. I think it's a great success. I'm glad to have been a small part of that.
That's what walleye management's about, to go in there and continue to look at the habitat and to do what's best for the land and what's best for the wildlife.
For the first 10 years that they're doing this, they're teetering on the edge of failure. And all of the effort and the heartbreak that's going into this, and they stuck with it. They didn't give up.
Nothing happens unless there's cooperation. Nothing. The most important aspect of any of it was cooperation and collaboration between NGOs, private, state, and federal. And in the case of Goulds turkeys, international, because of Mexico's involvement. And opening those boxes and releasing those Goulds turkeys, that's the one thing I'll never forget. That was so great to be a part of.
The history of what's gone into this effort and the reason why we're here now. We've stood on the shoulders of giants.
Well, how was that for Mossy Oak Turkey Season Live, Week 1? My estimation, out of the park. Grand slam, love it. Like I said, if you're a band of brothers or sisters, you gotta love it. And we're more than happy to bring it to you right here on the Go app, wherever you. Mossy Oak Turkey Season Live, Week 1. Be sure to come back Week 2, same time next week.